Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Truth Podcast. My guest today is Sophie Welock Smith. She is a nutritional therapist and started her own business in 2016. It's always been her dream to have her own company, but after losing her job due to bad health, she wanted to help others with their own health and work for herself. Hello, Sophie. That's been a journey just to get to this point. Oh, wow. But anyway, so the first question I generally ask everyone is, what lit the fire for you to want to become an entrepreneur in the first place?
Thank you, Jim. I think I've always had good jobs. I've always been head of a team when I was working years ago. So in my 20s, I beat cancer. And sadly, because of the treatment I was given, then 15 years later, I had a stroke. I was in a coma for a week. I woke up from the coma and was told I would never walk again. And if I did, it would be an absolute miracle. Being the stubborn and very determined lady I am, I did learn to walk again. However, I knew that I wanted my own business, and that's something I've always wanted. My first degree was in business management and law, and from then on, I knew I always wanted my own business. But I think when you get a mortgage, you kind of get scared of taking the risk. And I was in a good job, earning good money, and I loved the people I work with. So it was almost like out of the blue, I was shaken, and I had to go through this traumatic experience to actually start my own business. And having struggled with my health, I knew I wanted to help others. So becoming a nutritional therapist meant I could help others and help my own health on the journey. So that's what I did. I went back and restudied for 3 years. I'd already done a degree in business, so I was good at the finance, the management side, the good time management, the organization. I had all that. I'd run a large team in London in sales, so I knew I could get results. I just had to manage myself, which is never easy to begin with. But now my company's up and running. I absolutely love it. I love the time freedom. My health has improved massively, and I'm helping other people improve their health. I do a job now that I absolutely love, and I change people's lives every day, which is amazing. And that's what I should have been doing all along, if only we knew these things when we were young. So that basically is my answer.
That's true. Went through a similar thing. I had a really good job and desk job. You know, it was really, really nice and pretty good pay, the whole 9 yards. And I had kidney failure. So very similar. So I resonate with you and your story. You know, I want to say something about the spirit of people, human beings, that when they're faced with this kind of a trauma or this, I mean, this goes beyond I lost my job. This goes beyond some of the normal things that people go through. When you have to fight for your life and you do things that the doctors tell you you'll never do, you'll never bend this finger, and I've bent that finger for so long now, it doesn't matter. You'll never do this, you'll never do that, you won't be able to blah, 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 blah. The human spirit, you have so much fight in you from what you've had to go through.
I just find it amazing that doctors feel it's okay to say to someone that, your damage in your brain is the worst I've ever seen, and it would be an absolute miracle if you'd ever walk again. Should they be saying that to someone? Because they don't know, they're not God. Shouldn't you be filling people with hope, inspiring them, and saying, look, if you work hard at your physio every day. I mean, I'm a great fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's amazing. And I do his meditations every day, and that's really helped me. And I would actually say that's how I've helped create new neural pathways in my brain. And I'm now walking. I can now move the left side of my body. My leg is still not 100%, but you know, every day I will never give up. I visualize, I do affirmations, I meditate, you know, I have reflexology, I electrocute my leg. I have a lot of Botox in my leg. It's the only part of me that has Botox because it helps relax the nerves in my legs. And I just say never give up. And I've transferred that fire that I have in me to also my business. So, and I'm also passionate with my clients. I get a lot of clients come to me without any direction, not knowing where they want to go with their health. You know, our health is our wealth. It means everything. And, you know, I'm not just a nutritional therapist because you know, it encompasses so much more. It's also lifestyle. It's also your thoughts, what you put on your skin. You know, I enjoy makeup, but now everything I use is natural, you know, and I'm very careful with perfumes, what I wash myself with, you know, and my thoughts and what I eat. I know eating organic can be quite expensive. Well, it is in the UK.
It is here
So
too.
I try and wash everything. And there's something called the Dirty Dozen. So you've got the clean 15 and then the dirty 15. So things with good shells on, like bananas, avocados, pineapples, you don't have to eat organic. But things like berries and apples and pears, you should try and eat organic if you can afford it. Otherwise, try and wash it. It's all kind of mindset. So that's how I go about things, really.
It's amazing. You told me beforehand that in college you had some difficulties with college. Can you expand on that a little bit? Because I want people to know what the real struggle is.
In college?
Yeah, you said you had dyslexia and
Oh,
it was hard
yes.
for you to study.
And after my stroke, and I decided I wanted to go back and do a degree in nutritional therapy, going back and studying when you're a mature student and you're dyslexic, well, I'm slightly dyslexic, was not easy. So it often takes me a lot longer to absorb things. Good job I'm determined, because then I just reread and I write. But you can do things about learning your learning style. If you go on Google, there are tests you can do. Whereas I like to write things and say them out loud. That's how I learn them. And so I'm very consistent with my learning. And doing what I do, you have to continually learn. It doesn't just stop once you finished your course, because everything's continually changing. So it is a lot of hard work, but good job. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, you did. See, that's the thing I was going to try to pull out, because of the fact that people don't know how rough of a journey that it was to even get through school for you.
Yeah.
To overcome cancer, then to overcome a stroke, overcome being in a coma, overcome not being able to walk. I mean, there's nothing you can't do.
No, exactly.
There's nothing you can't do. And I think
it's
that
really interesting,
oh, go ahead.
Because as I was saying to you earlier, you really learn who your valuable friends and family are. And I have some amazing family and some amazing friends as well. But some friends and a few family members fall away because, you know, you understand they can't cope with what you've been through. And some of them find it hard that you're following your true potential. And if they're not following theirs, they get bitter, but then they're not healthy to be around anyway.
Right.
So I really believe, and you know, I'm very passionate about my family and good relationships. And also, I go to church at weekends. I have a good relationship with God, and that's really helped me as well. You know, I'm very spiritual and meditate, and I have for many years, and that's really helped me. And it helps a lot of my clients because our minds are always so busy. Mm-hmm. So if we kind of quietened our mind and know the direction we want to go in, it can make so much difference.
It really can.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you say you help with nutrition, and you have what is your title
I'm
again?
a nutritional therapist,
Okay.
which is very similar to a dietitian, but I help and try and get people off drugs rather than promote them. So if people are on high blood pressure tablets, I will look at their diet and try and improve their diet rather than just say take a drug. If you've got a headache, instead of taking a paracetamol, I would say, well, how much water have you had? Have you had any migraine triggering foods like caffeine, alcohol, and dairy? There are so many things you can do. So you need to look outside the box.
That's good. No,
Yeah.
that's really good. Wow. I wouldn't even have thought of that, to be honest. Dairy
Most
equals
people don't. And
migraines.
that's
Yeah,
why I've got a
I
job.
get headaches a lot. Might need to talk to you afterwards.
Sure.
So, so now we kind of know what you do and how you got where you're at. I usually ask what kind of struggles internally or externally, but I'm going to ask specifically what internal struggles you've been going through or have went through on your entrepreneurial journey. And I'll just say, like, if we're an example, say like the imposter syndrome or something like I don't feel good enough, or any of those type of things. Did you go through that as well, or has all this
Yes.
fighting? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I think when you think of a nutritional therapist, you often think super skinny, a gym bunny, with a six pack. I'm not overweight by any means, but I do have a walking stick, which I am desperately trying to ditch. So you look at me with the walking stick, and then I'm doing talks. I always feel I have to justify why I have a stick. But most people I come in touch with are so lovely. They're so welcoming. It doesn't bother them. So do you know what? It doesn't bother me now. So it's like my security. I don't think I actually really need it as much going out, but it's there for security. And because the weather in England at the moment is so rainy and wet, I need it so I don't slip. But that was my main internal struggle. And also, I'm not some nutritional therapist in her early 20s. I'm not on Instagram all the time with my sponsoring products and things like that, because that's not my style. I'm more kind of educational and sharing recipes, healthy recipes, and their benefits. I'm more real. I'm a real person with real experience and life experience. And wow, what a journey I've been on. So I think from that perspective, I've kind of flipped it around. And that was my main security at the beginning. But now I think I've almost overcome that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your story is overcoming. The whole process of you going from all these things to being a nutritional therapist. Let me say something about that though.
Sure.
You really want to find people that have been through what you're going through.
Yeah.
So if you're a cancer patient, if you're somebody that has just been diagnosed or something like that, this is extremely helpful for you, and you're looking for a way to get you know beat that, or just get some assistance with what's my next move, stuff like that. What's the best person to go to? Somebody who's been through it. you know
Absolutely.
and that's why I think that what you do is very valuable for people that are
Thank
going
you.
through all these different things. You've been through stroke, you've been through cancer. Let me tell you, for me, it's difficult when people say, well, I understand. No, you don't understand.
No.
You haven't been through it, and if you had, then you would truly understand. And that's not to be mean or put anyone else down, but when you've been through something that's really traumatic in your
Mm-hmm.
life, and you've lost a piece of you or something that's
Mm-hmm.
happened to you like that, you're never truly the same. And
No.
I think that people that haven't been through it truly don't understand.
No, totally.
So I
And
was
it's,
gonna. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry, Jim, I think it's kind of, everyone says you can't go back to how you were. You're never going to be normal like that again. But then there's a new normal, there's a new you can relaunch yourself, you still have a shot at life. Anything that you want, you can still achieve. There are people out there with no legs still getting Guinness Book of Records and achieving their dreams. There's no reason, just because you've had some awful health situation, that you should stop that from getting to where you want in life. you know we all have the same life, the same benefits. There's no reason why we still can't achieve our dreams.
Absolutely. Look at
Yeah,
both of us. Both been
yeah,
through it.
totally.
Both been. I don't know how many surgeries I've had. It's a lot. I don't even keep count. I'm being honest. It was a lot. So it's to a point where I look at life like, if I got something in the business or I've got something that's
Yeah,
going on in life right now, like I can't, the bills aren't being made right now and I get a little worried about it. I say, hey, you know what? I've been through worse. I've always got that
exactly.
in my mind that, hey, I've gone through worse. So I think that that's a benefit, that when you have gone through this stuff inside, something just triggers because, um, like you said, the wanting to be normal is just an obsession. You don't want to accept where you're at. At least this is where I was. I didn't want to accept where I was at. I didn't want to,
Mm.
be a statistic, whatever you want to call it. And I just worked hard and very, very hard to get through all of that.
And the mental work you have to go through overcoming anything traumatic in life is just unbelievable. I mean, I've read every book Louise Hay has written, Esther and Jerry Hicks, and I am a bookworm and I love reading. So I'm always reading something to improve myself. And I do actually use the information I learn and put it towards my life. I've certainly done that with my business and my own health. So it can make a huge difference.
Let's go into a little bit of tips and tricks for
Sure.
nutrition. I mean,
Sure.
I want to learn, a little bit. Okay, so
Okay.
it's like, so what type of foods do you recommend and for certain situations? I'll leave it there. I'll let you talk.
I always think variety is the spice of life, and eating a diet full of lots of different fruits and vegetables on a daily basis and mixing it up speeds up your metabolism, and it means you absorb more vitamins and minerals. This, funny enough, is a little something I designed. So
Oh, wow.
have half your plate vegetables. Then I always say have the size of the palm of your hand for your protein and also your carbs. But then I always recommend good carbohydrates. Like vegetables are complex carbohydrates, so sweet potato instead of a normal potato, and kind of brown rice and wholemeal things. So if you're going to have pasta, there's some great vegetable pastas out there. Rather than having white pasta, which I know is divine, have wholemeal pasta. Rather than having white rice, have wholemeal brown rice. And always have the best version you can have of anything, because it makes so much difference. One of the key tips I will give is have the size of the palm of your hand protein 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch and dinner. And whenever you have a snack is fine. And if you have fruit, remember fruit is a glucose. So with glucose, it makes your sugar level go up. Whatever goes up must come down. A way to make it kind of come down evenly is to have it with a protein. So if you have an apple, have a few nuts or some natural nut butter. For breakfast, instead of having toast with jam, think a protein, so some scrambled eggs or something like that. So it balances out your blood sugar throughout the day. or a good protein shake with seeds and nuts. When I have porridge, I make it with water and coconut milk, but I also put lots of seeds and nuts on top and maybe a little bit of natural nut butter. So, and that really fills me up. If I don't have the nuts, then I'm hungry about 11 o'clock and want a little snack. So I think it's key being smart with what you eat, and protein really helps. And that's probably why the paleo and the ketogenic diet are so popular, because they have a lot more protein and vegetables. So not only are you full, but you get weight loss.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense because, and I don't eat anywhere near what that is, but
oh, okay.
no, I don't. I'm terrible with my eating, and I know I am at this point. I get it, but it's not a personal choice at this point. But I will get there.
And also, water is so important. We need, most of our body's made up of water, and you'll know with your kidneys how important water is.
Yep.
A lot of people are drinking teas and coffees. That doesn't, you can't count that for your water intake for the day. And depending on your height and weight, depends on how much water you need. I mean, I'm 5'10", so I need about 3 liters a day just to keep me going. Mm-hmm. So, and it flushes out fat cells. It helps with the collagen in your skin, keeps your skin puffy. It helps with your nails, your hair, and it detoxes and flushes out the toxins, which is so important. But I also look at people. I look at their tongue, their nails, their hair, their skin, and I ask them all sorts of very personal questions as well. And one of them is about their bowel movements.
Uh-oh.
Because it all tells a different story. I won't go into depth, but you learn so much from what's going on in your body. And these are questions I ask my clients, because it's my job to get to the root problem of their health. And the only way I can do that is by really asking hundreds of questions and understanding every bodily function they have going on.
That makes sense. Like in urine where it's darker, it's, you're dehydrated, and it's lighter, you're not. Yeah, that makes sense.
I've even got a chart with that on.
You've got charts for everything.
Hold on.
Can you hold that up again? Because I think I was talking, and you have to talk a little bit to get the video to switch. Because we're seeing me right now.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
You go.
Okay,
I feel like I'm a showgirl.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Might boost the ratings. I'm kidding. All right.
Dear.
So, nutrition, like if you have something serious going on, like if you have cancer, you have, whatever's going on in you, is it changed because of that specific diagnosis with your clients?
A lot of clients come to me when they've actually already been diagnosed with cancer. Mm-hmm. I haven't, touched wood, had anyone yet seeing me and then being diagnosed. But a lot of people come to me and they're having treatment with their doctor, and I'm giving them extra additional support. There's so much you can do that's so simple that doesn't interact with any medication. For instance, and I wish doctors would tell patients this, you can increase, if you increase your vitamin C when you're having a protein, you absorb more iron. Now, one thing, when you're having chemo, if you're anemic, they won't give you chemo. So you want to increase your iron and increase your hemoglobin in your red blood cells. Mm-hmm. So this is so important. So if you're having your meal, like chicken and vegetables, you can have it with lemon, or you can have it with a glass of orange juice, because the vitamin C will increase the iron absorption in the chicken. So just such simple things that you can do like that. and drinking hot lemon water is acidic on the outside of your body, but when you take it internally, it's super alkaline. Now, I know you can't change your blood pH, but what you can do, you can create a more holistic, natural alkaline environment. So if you're drinking lots of coffee, that's going to make you more acidic. So you want to make your body as alkaline and absorbs as much oxygen as possible. So there are really simple little things I do with clients. One of them is called the Budwig breakfast, which kind of increases oxygen in the body and helps your mitochondria, because that's the main problem you have when you have cancer. It's a problem with the lack of oxygen in your mitochondria. So that's something I recommend to everyone.
Wow. That was really, really good and very in depth. I really appreciate you sharing that with us, because I think there's a lot of viewers that can take a lot out of that.
Yeah.
They have someone they know has cancer, they have cancer, somebody has some other things. And I think that was, you're very well educated. You can tell.
I not only that, I think I'm so passionate. I go to every conference, every course on cancer that I can think of, and I'm continually reading up on it and testing things on myself. You know, I never recommend something to someone unless I've tested it. I mean, even sitting here by my desk, and I've got vitamin C spray next to me and a vitamin D3 spray, that I leave it there so I remember to take it. Especially in Canada and the UK during winter, we should be supplementing with vitamin D3. D3, because we can't absorb just vitamin D. D3, our body can actually convert the D3 in our body. And not only that, I find it helps me focus and concentrate so much better, and just makes me feel happier and better balanced over the winter months.
Yeah, here in Michigan, it's the same way. We see the sun like once or twice in 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing here in the northern regions. Yeah, you don't see the sun a whole lot.
No,
So vitamin
no.
D is very important
It is.
to your overall health and your mood.
Unless you're able to go to Barbados like Simon Cowell over Christmas and get it naturally that way.
There you go. Well, I mean, you know, I'm open to it, you know.
Yeah, I am too.
So, what do you think the number one need overall of all the clients you've had? What keeps popping up as the number one thing that they need that they're missing?
Do you know what? They need to drink more water.
Yeah. There's a book that I read a long time ago. It's called The Body's Many Cries for Water.
Oh, is that the one when you say different things to water molecules and then they change? And when you say...
No, it wasn't. It was a book a long, long time ago. And it was about how this much water helps your headache. This much water helps, you know, if you have this symptom, this is why and how much water you need. It was really incredible. I can't remember who the author was. I'm going to have to do some research and get that, because I brought that book up quite a few times and I want to put it in the notes and stuff so people can pick it up. But it really changed a lot of the things I thought about it.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're drinking pop, you're not drinking water.
No. And I have to say, before I had cancer, when I was at university, I'm really embarrassed to admit this, I was a Diet Coke drinker. And this is awful. I would drink 8 to 10 cans a day. And there's now research proving it actually kills brain cells. Oh gosh, I'm saying that without prejudice. I don't want Coca-Cola to come and sue me. But it's so bad for you. I'm just, the amount of clients I have having, you know, Coke, lemonade. If you are going to have it, please have full fat. Don't have the diet one with the aspartame in. I know they've now got the one with stevia in now because they know aspartame's not good. Right. But even so, I mean, it's not a great thing to drink.
Did you say lemonade's not good?
I didn't mention lemonade.
Oh, oops. That's my fault then.
it's completely up to you. If you are going to drink fizzy drinks, which
Oh,
for
fizzy drinks,
women,
okay.
I'd rather they didn't, because the fizz often, especially as a woman gets older and her hormones change, it basically depletes the calcium in her bones. So
Wow.
you're better to have flat water instead.
Wow.
Saying that, I still like champagne.
Oh.
But you may think a nutritional therapist doesn't drink any alcohol. And to be honest, I'm quite a lightweight. So, but I do like a really nice organic red sulfate-free glass of wine, which is
Maybe you could take
nice.
that on vacation with Simon Cowell. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. No, I was kind of that was a joke. So that's the number one thing, water. I think I think we underestimate what we put into our bodies. We just, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go grab something, whatever it is.
Exactly.
And then, oh, I'm full, everything's great. Now I can go back to work, I got energy, blah, blah, blah. We don't really think
Exactly.
about what it does. There's another really good book, and it's called The Slight Edge.
Oh, yes, I've read that.
You see there's one we
I
could
love
talk
that.
about. And overall synopsis basically of the book is, if you do a certain thing for one day and someone does a negative thing, say I have a really good meal and someone else has a pizza, doesn't matter. For one day it's not going to matter, but over the period of 6 months to a year to 2 years, it makes a huge difference.
Exactly. It's all about being consistent. It's like going to the gym. Going once a week isn't going to make any difference,
Right.
but going several times each week on a consistent basis, then you're going to see results. So it's really interesting. Now we're in February. I'm really glad that everyone's finished their New Year's resolutions, because now in the gym it's quite empty, which I like.
Yeah, I went through that when I was really working out a lot. I don't do it anymore. Um, Reason for that is I tore my labrum and my rotator cuff in my
Oh,
shoulder. So that took about a year to heal. It's still iffy every once in a while, so I'm just kind of staying away from it for a little while still. But anyway, so when I went to the gym, you're not lying. So end of December, early January, in fact, probably mid-January was the busiest. And then at late February, it starts to thin out to nothing
yeah,
again.
absolutely. Things like for torn muscles, I find Pilates is amazing, and
What?
I do reformer Pilates on the machine,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's really helped me actually. That's actually been life changing. And before I go, my Pilates teacher, she has lots of different oils, and on my weaker leg, I massage lavender oil into it, and it really relaxes it. It's amazing, and
Wow.
then I can get a deeper stretch.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Because how I worked that out is I just took this shoulder, because it was a frozen shoulder. It was like I couldn't put my arm above that. I think it was there. And I did this every day with hot water on it,
Oh,
and until it popped. And
oh, bless you.
then when it did, then I kept exercising it and stuff like that. And I think it's to the point I probably could go back. But yeah, I got to be careful. Yeah, I really got to
Yeah.
be careful what I'm doing now.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's amazing how just different little things can help you, but you don't even know it. I mean, sometimes you don't
No.
even realize what something you may not even think about. Lavender. I wouldn't have thought of that,
Yeah.
but you go to somebody who's studied it and been experienced in it, and there you go. You can come up with all these things in a program for someone to get probably in really good shape, I would imagine. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
My new thing at the moment is kefir, which is so expensive to buy in shops. It's a good gut bacteria for your gut. And I'm growing it at the moment and harvesting it myself in the cupboard.
Wow.
So I can have that every single day. And that really boosts my immune system naturally.
How do
It
you
has a
take
slight,
that?
I sometimes put it into a smoothie to
Oh, okay.
disguise the taste.
Yeah, you
It's
might need to
very,
do that.
I would say it's quite a unique, slightly bitter taste. It's not bad. It's an acquired taste. But if you mix it and I put it with berry powders and different superfoods, Like I have a lot, I'm not sponsored by this company, but this company do some great powders. Hence it's all on my desk. So I
Wow.
can put it in my water. So I put that with my kefir and then put berries, half an avocado, some seeds, linseeds for my hormones, and whisk it up. And it's a delicious snack. And it really boosts my immune system. And I have sauerkraut as well, which is fermented cabbage and pickled cabbage to help my gut naturally as well. And I always advise clients to try and have things like that too, just to naturally help their systems and their bodily functions.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. It does make
Yeah.
sense. So, how do people get a hold of you if they want to work with you as a nutritional therapist?
Sure. My website is www.swnutritionuk.com. If you want some top tips, I also have a Facebook group called the Holistic Natural Facebook group, a Holistic Natural Weight Loss group, sorry. And I've got thousands, it's only women, I'm afraid, members in there. No, you're welcome to join the business page. There's lots of information for men on there. But it's a really safe community for women. Good. Because they really can kind of let themselves go and kind of say it as it is. I do videos every week with recipes and top tips. It's not just about weight loss. A lot of people can't lose weight, not because they're not trying or exercising. They've got issues with their hormones, which actually is stopping them from losing weight. I get a lot of clients that have actually got thyroid issues. Mm-hmm. And once you get to the bottom of this, and we get them on the right foods and we eliminate the wrong foods, it speeds up their metabolism. And not only do they lose weight, they feel amazing. And they often come to me and say, Sophie, I feel like I did when I was younger again. I've forgotten how good this feels. And there's so much you can do. So yes, drop me a line. I'm always happy to help.
That's amazing. And I really like what you do, you know,
Thank
because
you.
it's not only about nutrition to lose weight, it's about nutrition to actually live a better quality of life.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I'm kind of excited about anyway for my own life. But, you know, it's a better quality of life. And when you really understand the systems and the processes in the body, you can change a lot of those things inside of you that's messing you up. So you're having headaches and joint pain and all these other things that are, you know, hindering your progress. It might be something nutritional that you could check out.
Exactly. And I started the Holistic Natural Weight Loss group because I'm so fed up with women and men going to Weight Watchers or Slimmers World, losing weight, which is fantastic, and then putting it back on again. And there are certain things you can do. If you do them consistently, you won't put the weight back on, and you will have the quality of life, and you can still go out to barbecues, friend's birthday, and have a slice of cake and not feel guilty and still enjoy life. Food is there to be enjoyed. You know, you're not supposed to be restricted. So life is too short to be restricted.
I agree with you. Totally agree on that point. And I want you to, at this point in the show, to the people that you want to serve, I just want you to say something from your heart to those people.
Well, a lot of the people that I serve who have got cancer or hormonal issues, I can say I've actually been there and I've been through it and I've come out the other side. I understand exactly how you're feeling. And because of that, I've got great experience in actually supporting you every step of the way. So when you come to me, you can be assured that you're going to get the best possible care and great advice that is actually achievable. I'm not going to give you a crazy, unachievable diet, because it's not just your diet, it's also your mindset and the things you do in your life and everything around you is all about clearing all the crap in your life so you can bring in more positive health and positive future.
That's true. That is so true.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being on today. And I really think that this message needs to go out. I really do. I think that this is a very, very important topic, and we don't talk about nutrition a lot on this show. So it was a little bit different than what we're normally doing. And I think it was very beneficial. It got very deep, and I really enjoyed the conversation.
Me too. Thank you for having me, Jim.
Thank you. Hey, everybody, if you like the video, subscribe, hit the like button for a thumbs up for this video. See, thumbs up. And also, you can subscribe to the channel. You can comment below and all those things that YouTube wants you to do that makes you need to sit down afterwards because it's such seems like it's a lot. But anyway, everybody, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, have a great day.